So this work is called Follow the Signs They Say. And it is about, this piece is a guardian at the crossroads. So in thinking about the plantation as a place where many people have come through, thinking about the spiritual practices of African descendants, that where the idea of the crossroads is an important part of the cosmology. And so in many different spiritual practices, there are guardians of those crossroads that help people, once they are at that particular place in their life, figure out and make decisions as to where they need to go to move on to the next step or make the right choices. And so placing it here, I thought was a great opportunity to kind of confront the history of this place, as well as metaphorically thinking about people who are at the crossroads of their life. And that's why I use writing to allude to the idea of when someone is encountering this, it's not necessarily just about the history of this place, but it's also about the person. So following the signs, reminding people to pay attention to what's going on around them, to pay attention to the signals or the information that they're receiving to be able to make the right decision in moving forward. This piece that's behind here, it has, I'm looking at this as a map. And in my work, I'm really interested in cartography, thinking about constructing conceptual maps as a way to bring together different ideas of movement, of borders, of space, of time. And this symbol that I developed while working here is inspired by the Congo cosmogram, and I've added a quadrant of 3 waves. And these waves, for me, it's like my trinity of migration. So thinking about migration of by foot, migration by wheel, and migration by sea. And also thinking about the waters that brought our African ancestors here. And so having this map here is, in a way, is connected to this piece, as he's kind of pointing to the map in telling people, giving directions as which way to go. Yeah, the okra here too, thinking about the spiritual significance with okra in many Afro-diasporic practices. I wanted to bring it here, hanging it as a symbol of that, right? One is a food stock that was really important to African descendants, as well as the spiritual connection, and then having it in the hat here, kind of reading as this abundance, like a basket, right? So it's carrying this food stock. And also to kind of the relationship between this kind of feeling like hair as well too, right? The figure here also has the map embroidered on the back. So it's in my practice, I often have symbols that I develop over time, and these symbols continue to be applied over many years in many different iterations. And when I started using it here, I wanted to understand it more. So the more that I use it, I feel like it adds more context, and I develop a better and deeper understanding of it. So the guardian having the map on its back is a way to kind of continue to connect the idea that this guardian is, no matter where it's located, it's able to help provide direction for those who are seeking direction. And it's a labor, right? It's a labor of, I'm constantly putting myself through these laborious processes. So embroidering this on the back, it's like, the hours and hours of just sitting there doing this thing, giving the devotion to the work. It's also wearing these amulets that I've inserted different elements of nature, different food stocks, and I'll give just one thing that I have in there, which is rice, connecting to the history of the landscape here in South Carolina. But then there are other things for me that are symbolic, as I included them inside these pouches, and referring to this practice of wearing prayers and wearing medicines and wearing some sort of protection on one's body that's found in many cultures across the world. Okay? And yeah, so I'll leave it there.